The wind whispered like an ancient secret in my ears. In front of me, a snow-covered mountain stretched as far as the eye could see. They called it the White Peak, and everyone said only the professionals could conquer it. But here I was, with a heavy backpack, winter gear, and a heart fueled not by skill, but by pure drive and belief. 3 months earlier, I'd been sitting at my desk in a dull gray office. Life was nothing but repetition. Same commute, same work, same fatigue. But one night, scrolling through social media, I stumbled on a video of a man saying, "If you don't have a mountain to climb in life, build one yourself." That very night, I decided to sign up for the first winter expedition heading to the White Peak. On the morning of our departure, the air was frozen. Every breath hung in the air like tiny clouds. Our team had 7 members, some veterans, some beginners like me. Our guide, a man named Hamid, had a gray beard and eyes that looked like they'd seen 1,000 winters. He said, "This trail isn't walked with your legs alone. You'll climb it with your mind and your heart too." Hours passed as we moved through the forest. Branches sagged under the weight of snow, and the crunch of our boots was the only music of the journey. Sometimes we had to carve steps into the ice with mountaineering axes. Every so often, the wind hit so hard we had to bend low just to keep our balance. By midday, we reached an open, snowy plain. No more trees, just the mountains standing bare and massive before us. Here I felt a strange kind of loneliness. Not the kind that hurts, but the kind that forces you to look deep inside yourself. We hadn't even made it halfway when the first signs of strain began to show. Another beginner, Amir, slipped on an icy slope and tumbled down. The safety rope caught him, but it was a clear reminder. This mountain was not here to be taken lightly. The sky slowly began to turn gray. Heavy clouds started creeping over the horizon. Hamid looked back at us with an expression that made my stomach drop. A storm was coming. The storm hit faster than any of us expected. The wind howled like a living beast, pushing against our bodies, stealing the warmth from our bones. Snowflakes turned into tiny needles against my face. Every step forward felt like dragging a mountain on my back. Hamid shouted over the wind, "We must reach the cliff shelter before nightfall. Move." We leaned into the storm, boots sinking deep into the snow. Amir was breathing heavily. I could see fear in his eyes. One wrong step in this weather, and it could all be over. At one point, the path narrowed along a sharp ridge. On our left, a drop so deep the bottom was swallowed by mist. On our right, the mountain wall, icy, unforgiving. I forced myself not to look down. My only focus was placing one boot in front of the other. Halfway across the ridge, a sudden gust almost tore me off balance. My heart slammed against my ribs. I grabbed the safety rope and felt the cold bite of the ice through my gloves. That was the moment I understood. Fear is not the enemy. Freezing in fear is. Finally, through the white blur of snow, I saw it. A rock overhang forming a natural shelter. We stumbled inside, collapsed to the ground, and for the first time in hours, I could breathe. Hamid lit a small camping stove. The warm steam of tea rose into the frozen air, wrapping us in a fragile comfort. That night, the storm raged outside, but inside the shelter, a different fire was burning. The fire inside each of us. I realized something sitting there. The mountain wasn't testing our legs or lungs. It was testing our will. And in life, the storms you face are not there to stop you, but to shape you. By sunrise, the storm had passed. The White Peak stood before us, glowing gold in the morning light. We pushed forward as a team, each step heavy but full of purpose. When we finally stood at the summit, the world stretched out beneath our feet. The air was sharp, pure, and almost sacred. Up there, I didn't feel like the same person who'd left the office months ago. The climb had taken something from me, my comfort, my fears, my excuses. But it had given me something far greater, the unshakable truth that you are always stronger than you think.